Dr. Doom, ladies and gentlemen. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. Woo! And today we have the sneak peek of sneak peeks. They took the armor and they sent that stuff to 11. This is huge. So we are getting a humongous upgrade to Victor Von Doom, the King of Latveria, one of the greatest villains in Marvel history, one of the coolest cats to ever don a cape. This is very, 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 very cool, and I really hope he's gonna be meta. I don't want to say that too much at the top here, but yes. So, all right, all right. So here's the sneak peek. All hail Dr. Doom, leader of Latveria. This is his original uniform, and we can just see sort of maps in the background because of Latveria. And then the sneak peek is going to move on. There's a Doom bot. That actually wasn't Doom. That was a Doom bot. And the Doom bot gets exploded to reveal the brand new Doom outfit, the brand new Dr. Doom outfit. He's sitting on a throne with a big D. He's pissed. He summons a bunch of Doom bots. They're all activated. That looks so cool. This is probably, yeah, this, because of this white light, this looks like his tier 3 advancement animation. Now, I sort of just spoiled it for you by telling you tier 3 advancement animation, because if you actually look at 9 seconds on the video, if you just scrub to 9 seconds, on the chair, you see a T. Then you see a 3. It's not the most creative, you know, listen, the sneak peek team doesn't you know, they don't always have lots of time, I guess. This is not one of their best sneak peeks, I would say, in my opinion. There's a lot of transitions, there's a lot of stills, and the tier 3 symbol does not, you know, it doesn't meld into the existing stuff. They just sort of put it on top, like it's just sort of placed on top of the like it's just sort of like a layer on top, right, rather than it being worked into the actual background of the sneak peek. But that's okay, it doesn't matter. Doom looks amazing, and that's all that matters. Literally, Doom looks amazing, and that's all that matters. Doom looks insanely cool. I have to say, I really like the silver and blue. So, which Doom is this? So here's where we're gonna have to do some investigative work here. We're gonna go to the forums quickly just to recap what they said here, because I actually haven't even read what the forum said. I'm very, very excited. All right, an infamous monarch and maniacal mind uses the power of the future to gain influence over the present. Unyielding force. Yeah, it better be in the game. Not a show nor performance, his hand is no act. All will bow before him. That's deep. The supreme leader of Latveria will continue his rule with even greater power. Tier 3. So we will announce the details through the update deals as it comes. So this is the last sneak peek, presumably, even though it only says number 3. We should be getting the patch notes, which are the update details, in a few days. If you guys don't know the schedule, I'll remind you. So today is, for me in Canada, whatever, it's Friday. We get nothing's going to come Saturday. Nothing's going to come Sunday. And then Monday, so in 3 days, basically, we're 3 days and like 8 hours, we're going to have the live stream with Cage and Kim. They're going to show off the new uniforms. They're going to show off the new advancements, any other changes. Fingers crossed for like a game mode or something. And then later on that night, early into the morning hours of Tuesday 2 a.m., Tuesday 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., we will get the update details. So it's still almost 4 days away. It's just under 4 days away for the update details, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. We don't need update details. We have Dr. Doom. So let's go ahead and take a look at where this uniform comes from, so we can maybe get another couple of ideas about, you know, what it could entail. So in the future, this is on Twitter, in the future, Latveria's supremacy is all but assured. In Marvel Future Fight's new update, Doom 3099 will continue his rule with even greater power. Hail Doom! All hail Doom! So the Doom 3099 is a little bit confusing for hardcore Dr. Doom fans and or players of Marvel Heroes Omega and Marvel Heroes, because there is a Doom 2099. You can see here 2099, And judging by the sort of blurry quality of this image, this is an older comic from the 90s. It sort of has that 90s aesthetic as well with the funky letters. Here's a better look at this. Is obviously Marvel Heroes from 2016, but they reference the comic book with the 2099 costume. Okay, and then we see this again, and it's got the spikes, and it's got the D on the belt, and it's got the blue and silver, you know, crisscross colorway, whatever you want to call it, and it's got the hood and the cape. So it looks very similar. This is sort of a redo from 2019 with Chip and some other people. So this is different, but this is different than Doom 3099, because not only has Marvel Future Fight said Doom 3099, Danny Koo says Doom 3099, and if you scroll down, Toomlin asked the question we were all wondering: is this 3099 the same as the 2099? Because it looks pretty similar. And Danny Koo says no, 3099 was their own interpretation based on two different stories. Obviously, one of those stories is Doom 2099 because they're pretty similar, but they are definitely different. If you take a look, he's got the spikes that extend beyond the shoulder, like sort of wrapping around the shoulder, whereas these ones appear to go under, or sort of actually they sort of stop. The spikes sort of stop here, and the pauldrons just continue. You also have, see, in Doom 2099, it's just spikes, but for Doom 3099, you can clearly see there are these large sort of Thor-like bulbs. It looks a little bit of a funny thing for me to do, but anyway, we got the bulbs here. It's definitely quite similar. It is definitely quite similar. It seems like there aren't many spikes on his hands, whereas there are spikes here. It's not a huge difference, and it makes sense that he's not going to go through this massive transformation from 2099 to 3099. He's going into the future regardless, but yeah. So this is technically a unique uniform. Honestly, for me, that doesn't mean anything. For some players, it does mean something, because some players seem to think because the Black Panther uniform for 3099 wasn't game breaking, and because the free 3099 uniforms from over a year ago for Captain America, Black Widow, and Iron Man, because those were not meta breaking. They were free uniforms intended for new players to introduce them to the new game and the new story mode. Anyways, but because those uniforms were not game breaking, and because Black Panther's 3099 uniform wasn't game breaking, that Doctor Doom's uniform is going to be kind of meh. I highly doubt that the devs would let Doctor Doom be meh. We've been waiting for a uniform for Doctor Doom for over 2 years. He came out in 2019, January. I had to put this shirt on again. I wore this shirt 5 days ago or 4 days ago. I had to put it on again for the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom because it's such a good, it's just such a cool, group of characters, and I really like that sort of sub-universe within the Marvel universe. So I'm very, very excited. But yeah, as far as whether this uniform is going to be good or not, there is no indication that the uniform is going to be good or bad. We have to wait for the live stream, and then furthermore, because sometimes the live stream just doesn't really illustrate how good these characters are, you gotta wait until the patch notes, and then honestly, you gotta wait until we get our hands on it. That's honestly you got like a 20 or 30% prospect rate for the live stream. You got like a 50 to 60% prospect rate on the patch notes, but I have read patch notes and been wrong. I have read patch notes and been like, this character's gonna be meta, this character's gonna suck, and then I was completely wrong, right? We misjudged characters like Luke Cage, we misjudged characters like Human Torch, we've misjudged tons of characters. So I would not let the loud minority get you down about Doctor Doom. But man, this is very exciting. This is really cool. Now, as far as Doctor Doom goes in the game, he doesn't actually need a whole lot to become meta, because he already has a ton of different abilities that make him very, very strong. I'm personally really happy that he's also getting a tier 3 and he's getting like more stuff, because I've had him maxed out. So I've basically already made the majority of the investment here, right? I even amplified all of his Uru, all of his gears are at 25, and I did this 2 years ago. This is a huge investment. For those of you, wow, really? For those of you wondering specifically about Doctor Doom, it's going to cost you north of 100 million gold if you want to max him out, and if you haven't started yet. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Start saving your gold because he's a costly fellow. But yeah, no custom gear here. You know, I haven't used him for quite a while, but he really doesn't need, you know, the kitchen sink because he's got flat penetration, which is very strong, like Scarlet Witch, like Cable, like Quicksilver. He's got flat penetration. He's got super armor. He's got skill damage, bonus damage. He has a revive. He has the debuff lead. He's got a 50% heal. It's a long cooldown, but it's a 50% heal, right? He's got ignore dodge. It's only for 3 seconds, but he's got accumulation. Well, it's accumulation based on damage taken, but yeah, if they just bring his skill, like if he just gets the stat bump and they bring his skills a little bit more in line with what we've come to expect in 2021, he could be a serious problem. He's probably gonna first gravitate towards PvP because of the revive, but I really hope, my fingers are crossed, that he's going to be meta for PvE. I personally, you know, I could go either way on PvP at this point, so I'm not gonna say I don't want him to be meta for PvP. I don't really mind either way, but I am hoping, I am definitely putting my horses on the track for him being good for PvE. I really want to play with Doctor Doom in multiple game modes. I want to see him smash Thanos, smash Null, smash Mephisto, smash whatever other content may be coming for us later. But yeah, I mean, this dude has some of the coolest animations in the game. When he came into the game, it was huge. Let me just turn SFX on. He's really, really cool, and I just can't wait to see what they do with him. I kind of hope they keep his 4th skill. It's pretty basic, but if they just added like iframe ignore to this, like look at this, man. That's so cool how sometimes you get the camera shift. You don't get the camera shift every time, by the way, but when you do get the camera shift, boom, it just looks so badass. They could just add more hits to it. But yeah, and then you got the 5th skill where he just he JoJo poses and then he launches a missile at you. So honestly, as hyped as I am for Doctor Doom, I kind of don't want them to change some of his skills. Even his 3rd skill is still dope. He moves around. He has these 2 giant orbs. He has that beam. Like, this is dope, right? Even his 2nd skill is kind of cool, to be honest. Right? His 1st skill may be the only frustrating skill that he has because it's very, very hard to cancel out of once you start the animation. As you can see, you can cancel out of it if you're very, very quick, but otherwise, once the animation, and it's a very quirky thing because very few characters have animations that you can't cancel out of. It's very rare. But for whatever reason, once you start his 1st skill, look at this, I'm tapping 5, I'm tapping 4. There we go, 4 just popped off. But you like, while the animation is going, look, 3, 2, 1, 4, nothing. So hopefully they will fix that, and hopefully they will buff Doctor Doom to absurd levels because that's where he deserves to be. I think it's finally time. You know, I don't necessarily say that every expensive character should be strong, right? Because then that creates a power creep, and that creates a really big gap between free-to-play and spending players. But I think it's finally time, right? We had Null, we had Mephisto. We need Doctor Doom to be, you know, a menace to society. He needs to be really, really strong. And the good thing is, if he is really, really strong, it will give more value to people who bought the Fantastic Four Sue Storm deluxe pack, because you need to buy the deluxe pack and you have to get her to tier 2 in order to unlock Doctor Doom, right? So yeah, and who knows, maybe we'll see something for Victorious. For those of you that don't know, Victorious, I think they got married. I actually can't remember if Victorious is his like adopted daughter or love interest. I honestly can't remember, and I don't want to say now because that's gross if I'm wrong. But yeah, Victorious has a really good leadership for Doctor Doom. All allies get 35% all attack. Doctor Doom gets an additional 25% energy attack and damage reduction. So he gets a 60% attack buff and damage reduction. And then of course her Latvian champion would give an additional 30% HP to all allies, which would include Doctor Doom. So crazy number of buffs for Doom there. Would definitely revive her value as a leadership, if only for things like World Boss Ultimate and Squad Battle, because in Squad Battle you can use them both, and you get an additional 5% energy attack. So that's 65%, which is bananas, right? Plus the damage reduction, plus 35% HP. Yeah. So that could even be a PvP team like this with Colossus or somebody else, right? Because you can go debuff or you can go tanky with lots of attack. So yeah, it'll be very, very interesting, but Doom has a lot of weapons already set up for him to dominate the game. So hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of Dr. Doom, the ruler. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.